Hello everybody and welcome back to Farming Simulator 25. Welcome back to the channel. We are continuing our gameplay here on what I'm calling the Italian map. I was able to finish up what I got started on Monday with respect to grass and making that into silage. Tonight we're going to put down an apple orchard once we get this silage operation automated. Mixed up some additional PMR loads so the cows and buffalo should be good for a while. What's up, Perfectly Imperfect Gamer? How you doing? Well, there's a timer. I mean, it was telling you, let's get going. Now we're making our way through the woods at dusk. Snow falling. I think it was 40 something this morning. And it was probably in the 70s today. Desert Ox, what's up, sir? I was saying during the intro, anyone that can make it to the Farm Progress Show, tomorrow you have an opportunity to head over and find Giants. I think they're going to be there. Farm Progress Show, started on Tuesday? Wednesday, today, and then tomorrow. Does it go any further? They may be there with Case. So they may be at the Case area. What's up, Karen? How's it going? This weekend, Giant Software will be at PAX West. That's in New York State. No, not New York State. Washington State, right? And then next week, Giant Software and I will be at the Sim Gaming Expo. That's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, September 5th, 6th, and 7th. It's going to be just outside Chicago. I can't really name you the place because I can't pronounce it. For those just joining us, we are making our way back up to the farm. We bought some belts. We have some silage. We're going to be dumping that into the BGA at the farm. We're going to move forward into March. That's when we can place our apple trees. And we're going to plant out a little apple orchard in Field 11. Oh, Desert Ox. Well, maybe one day. Maybe 1 year. Hopefully the Sim Gaming Expo will take off. This is the first inaugural one. And hopefully it's well received by the Sim Gaming community and can grow next year and subsequent years thereafter. Oh, slow mover. Ta-da! There, we've automated that. We're working on making some money with silage, and we're going to be growing out or placing out an apple orchard here momentarily, and then seeing what we get into as far as spring goes. So let's head up here and make it March. Such nice lighting on the map. Agricultural lighting. Right, agricultural. Architectural lighting. Okay, it's February. We got snow on the ground. Still putting silage in. Oh, we need slurry. Okay. We have slurry. Let's get it. Slurry tankers, where are you at? No slurry transport. Yep, this. Forgot the BGA required slurry. That's okay. Our moo cows have manufactured enough. What's up, David? How's it going down there? Any other interesting mod drops today? I was talking in the intro about one for PC that upped the fruit type quantity or limit from 256 or 255 or something to 511, so more than doubling it. And I theorize that might solve the issue with draw harvest and maps with additional fill types. Oh, is it one you can go pick up, or do they ship it out? Yeah, I've felt for a long time. That orchards or nut trees, fruit trees really were a natural extension with the addition of the olives and grapes. The way you place olives and grapes, it feels very natural to extend that to fruit trees and nut trees and things like that. And that's what this author did on this map, is he did apple trees, and you place them just like you place olives. We've seen, apple plantations. We've seen mods that do apples, and they're all just placeables, right? Whereas this map incorporated it into the overall gameplay. I don't know. It's hard to say what the motivation was for fish, other than I've never been to Scotland to know, like, is the fish industry a heavy part of that area, such that they felt by not incorporating the fish industry. Sorry, not incorporating the fish industry would have somehow done the area a disservice. Although I am extremely glad to see it's not another grass DLC. Felt like in Farm Sim 22, every other DLC was focused on grass or mowing. Right? It's like, dear God, we have enough mowers. We have enough ways of handling grass. Seriously, everything gets bogged down on this hill. Fish was like, yeah, way out there left field. Like, where did that come from? But I imagine maybe that's how players were when forestry was first introduced in Farm Sim 15, if I am recalling correctly. That forestry was first introduced as a DLC in FS15. That's the loading point. What's up, simulator YouTuber? Are you going to be at Sim Gaming Expo coming next week? I think it'd be right up your alley. All right, that'll get the operation going. So 10 silage to 5 slurry. So we need half as much slurry in there as we have silage. So 50,000 liters of slurry to 100,000 liters of silage. What do you call this map? It's the first word of the live stream. Oh, jeez. Links to it are in the description. All right, what's this thing? 15,000, so that's 30. 45. So we'll just put 2 more loads in. 60. DCS World, you're having issues with the trees and the tree harvester here? Are you doing the little small tree harvester or the larger one? Let's run over here to this point. Oh, okay. Alright. We'll just take a quick survey of how the animals are doing, and then we'll fast forward to march. So our water buffalo, got plenty of food there. Cows, we'll do good for now. Chickens, yeah, they could use some food. Let's go top the chickens off. Jeez, they take like next to no food. That's fine. Okay. Welcome to March. There we got our wheat growing. And then welcome to our apple orchard. Jump in here into build me some mode. We're going to come to cultivation and we have our apples. Right, and we're going to cheat by engaging some lines. There. And that looks... Which line am I on? This... Yeah, that line. Okay. So there we go. That's our straight line apple trees. We'll key off that. What? Uh, what? I thought this stuff locked in. At any rate, we'll do it this way. You know, I thought it blocked it. Well, I mean, you know, if you can get a grid. Then they have some nice consistent lines. See, there we go. That one's locked. I can't go left and right there. Maybe it's going to behave for me now. No. What are you colliding with? Colliding with me? Getting you out of the way. So these cost as much as the olives do. Too far away. That's what it was. I mean, it's not like I do this very much. Wrong button. What do we collide with? There we go. This map is PC and Mac. Why do you do this to me? Alright, a few more rows. Just one more row. Come on. Alright, we'll just finish that out. That's good enough. And B, let's see a couple of these. Okay, let's put down some grass. What? Is it because it's winter? Any rate, there we go. We got our apples down. So this map includes apples, right? And we place them just like we do our olives or trees in game. So we also have a really cool winery up here on the hill. That's not the winery. This is... No. This is... Here's a really cool winery on the hill. We got grapes all around. We have our wine production. We have our vats. Then we have this big observation area where we can overlook our estate. Or we could come up here and go swimming in the pool. Our farm is way over there. Over there. Okay. Where is it? Still not a fan of this horrible organization. Oh. I come back here. Doody 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 doo. Baby tractors. Yeah. It would be nice to have seen fruit trees get added in 25 as an extension of the grapes and olive stuffs came in 22. But there's always maybe the year 2 expansion. It's been pretty clearly conveyed to Giants that there is a interest for fruit and nuts. Peanuts, not necessarily tied to a tree, but peanuts are also an interesting crop that folks want to see. I do wish grapes and olives, as Desert Ox points out, was a bit more viable. When you factor in the cost of replacing everything. It's very, very costly. Almost to the point of guaranteed never to get any profits back. Unless you play 20 years or something. Well, if it's easy, it's not worth doing. Because if it's easy, everybody would do it, which would mean that it has no profits. Alright, so this house down here, this is going to be our orchard caretaker's house. Oops. This taken care of real quick, and then we'll move into April. Because before this live stream started, I added $500,000 to my bank. And we're back down to 17. Well, I bought the BGA with that money. That was $250K there. So we had $250K basically invested in our apples. Short little apple trees. Yeah, I could see that. Like, why does a winery have a big pool? It's the kind of place the main boss on Lethal Weapon would have. So we're just caring for these as if they were grapes or olives. Cultivating between the rows. We have our mulcher. We'll mulch between the rows once we have grass growing there. We'll spray liquid fertilizer on it. What are the train issues? Give me an example. Like the grass windrows? I don't think I've ever seen that occur. I mean, our changing is happening live here. I'd say to report it to their feedback tool, which will be right here. Or more appropriately, because no unreported bug ever gets fixed. So if you're feeling you're having an issue that is not getting attention, make sure to report it, document it well, But if you're plowing a field and it's taking, and the texture's not changing until it's well behind you, that's something I've never experienced. I mean, is that on PC? Is it on console? If it's on PC, is the game loading off of a hard drive? An SSD? How much system RAM do you have? What's the amount of RAM in your graphics card? Maybe more texture swapping of an issue than anything else. At particular resolutions and game settings, Farm Sim can use more than 8 gigabytes of VRAM for sure. So if your card only has 8 or has less than 8, then I would attribute it to possibly texture swapping within the system memory and GPU. But report it, document it. If you can show video or images of what's going on, add those to your setting, to your report. I mean, just for fun, you could try loading it up with the medium preset and see if you get the same experience as you do with your current graphics settings. Alright, almost done. I don't know how many apples we're going to get off of this, but it should be nice. Should be nice. And we're going to buy this. Where is it? Where is it? This. We're buying that. Our small and cheap apple harvester. Go. How's our cows? Yep, that's not fun. Whoa, 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 what's up here? Let's mix up a little bit of TMR real quick. We want to keep our cows in tip-top shape. Oh, while we're doing this video is brought to you by Optimus and Squiggy486. Thank you for being farm barons. We need 4 scoops. 4 scoops of ice cream, please. We'll just bring the bales down here because that's where we gotta feed them. I would like some hay bales, please. Go. Got those guys going. How's our BGA going? Solid digestate is full. Okay. Production is stopped because something called solid digestate's full. Well, I was gonna top him off, but okay. Speed this up a little bit. Let's go pull out solid digestate and figure out what the heck that is. Holy crap, we got 50,000 liters of it? What do we do with it? We sell it. Well, we're gonna need a lot bigger trailer than this. Do. All right, let's take it to composting plant that way. Go to our manure spreaders. Nope. So, yep, there we go. That's solid digestate. So we could manure spreader it. But we can also do compost. But we don't have any need to spread manure really anywhere at the moment. So we'll take it down here, and this map has not only the ability to sell it at the compost plant, but we could buy the compost plant and make compost and then, well, sell that. So our silage and slurry could really kick off a decent production chain of silage and manure. Is going to make what? Energy, methane, liquid, and solid digestate. We can then take our solid digestate to the compost plant and make compost, which we could then... Where are we at? Which we could then in turn sell. We could use it on our fields, or we could have just used our solid digestate for that. Then our liquid digestate, what can we do with that? Well, what we normally could do with liquid digestate, right? We'll see what our compost price is. $1,000 per 1,000 liters. The compost plant is going to take a whole lot of solid digestate and make a very, very little bit of compost. So that's why it's so valuable. It takes so much. And in here, oh my gosh, that car, what are you doing? You nearly went straight on into that cement plant. I could. I'll probably do that here in a bit. Okay, so here we are at the big BGA. The compost plant's right around the corner, right down on the back side of that. $150. Well, we got a little more than that. $280 some bucks. There we go. So set that to selling. And we could just return that. Make your way back a different road. Different set of roads. Cut through the forest down here. Oh, 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 we're gonna wreck. Of the maps that came out recently, what would you say is your preferred map? All right, now we're on the main drag, but we're going to hang a left here. That'll take us up by our apples. With the old cartel house over there on the hill. But since we have precision farming loading up, it probably wouldn't have registered as nitrogen anyway. Because I was thinking technically we do need to put nitrogen down on our grass. I am too. Don't know why you think I wouldn't be. I'll put that in here. Well, that's not my fault with them. Maybe it's too complex for them. There it is. Like I said, we need to do some nitrogen on our grass. I wouldn't play without precision farming now that it's out. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh wow, that had a whole 7 in it. Jeez. You get over there. All right. Yeah, I've been using precision farming since it came out in what, FS 19. Personally, I think I've got the most comprehensive guide to it out there, but that's just me. Of course, we won't really have it for apples. I don't think. Although that's added to map, so maybe it is. But it could also be that, like I said, the solid digestate would have to be in precision farming, the mod, for it to register as nitrogen. So it's best to just sell it or make compost. I don't think too many people go over the different soil maps and show that, or really talk too much about the charts, right? I've got those charts. Those are published over at the Discord for reference if you want those. Get that caught up. And then we have our when are the apples ready? October. October is apple harvest season. And we can make apple juice. I think we can make a couple other things with our apples. There we go. Go hit this over here on the hill. Very hilly terrain on this map. Get out of the way, deer. Now, for you, when you've got these terrain update delays, like does the mini map, is it lagging behind, like showing your nitrogen application or your lime application with precision farming installed. No lag on the minimap. Is it only when plowing, or is it like harvesting? Like you don't see the crop go away? Just field textures on a base map. I assume with or without mods. Oh. Well, I can tell you that's one thing Giants will want you to confirm is this behavior with or without mods. Because it could be possible that there's a mod tossing a bunch of Lua errors in the log, which is lagging things down. Wouldn't be the first time. Yeah, multiplayer, I've seen it before. Typically on a very busy server. Or maybe a server with a high lag ping count. Because the server's keeping track of all the terrain and texture changes, foliage changes, and sending those updates out to the clients. It's my philosophy is that unless you said something about it, assume no one else has. Because sadly, lots of folks will just assume it's been reported. And if everyone assumes someone else has reported it, then it doesn't get reported. Oh, what? There. Like, why are you going so slow? I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. I had a math professor that said that he said, I've forgotten more about mathematics than you all ever know. He was a little annoyed at us at the time. You could also draw a perfect circle on a chalkboard while facing the class. That's impressive. So yeah, at work, I work in technology, so at work, we tell folks we'd rather have someone report the same problem 10 times, or have 10 different people report the same problem 10 times, than 10 people frustrated that the issue's not getting fixed. Until at some point, someone blows a head gasket and just can't stand it anymore, and goes off and reports how something's never getting fixed. And it's like, well, we didn't know about it. So thanks, I'll go take care of it. And 5 minutes later, it's fixed. So no unreported bug goes fixed. I've never really experienced laggy textures in single player. In multiplayer, it's only really been on a very loaded server. we're talking like eight or more people all doing field work at the same time. David, thank you for the farm bear in 22 months and counting. We're going to take this up here and park it. We'll spray next month. I gotta get that bale of hay at some point. All right, here we go. April is imminent. Things are not turning nice and green. It is popping. Okay. I guess the map builder did put provisions in. I think that, or I mean, I think it's like the trees are between these. The trees are between these wires, possibly to keep them growing straight. I don't know, but yeah. Maybe a derivative of how they're coated. They're technically grapes, just with a different foliage texture. I think olives are that way, per se. Still a little first person driving. What's up, Dust Bunny? I need to come back through, I guess, in May and mulch this area. But I'm happy with how this came out. Don't tell the boss I hit a couple trees. Alright, one more pass, and then we'll call it done. Every other pass seems to be basically registering, so... that's what we'll run with. I mean, our wheat. Wheat's doing good. Grass is fine. Let's see how our cows are doing. And our buffalo, because, well, we do have a dairy on site. Where's our buffalo milk? What do we have? 4,000 liters of buffalo milk. Animal. So we get our buffalo milk tank. We'll eventually have everything we need. Then when we get back to the farm, I think we'll wrap it up. Because we are fast approaching our 2-hour time frame. And remember, folks, if you are anywhere near the Farm Progress Show in Cater, Iowa, I think it's Iowa. I think it's still running through tomorrow, maybe further into the week, but supposedly Giants is at the Farm Progress Show, possibly with Case. So go hunt down Case, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find Giants software there as well. Also, if you are able to attend PAX West this weekend, Giant software will be at PAX West. And then next weekend, Giant Software and myself will be in Chicago attending the Sim Gaming Expo. Again, if any of y'all can make it to Chicago to the Sim Gaming Expo, then please come by the Giants booth. We're going to have Highlands Fishing, and no doubt Project Motor Racing will be set up. And if you're into Farm Sim, then you're probably into other simulation-based games, and well, that's what Sim Game Expo is literally all about. That's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of next week. I fly out Thursday, and I fly back in Monday. From what I understand, Kermit is going to be working on a Farm Sim meetup for players who are in the Chicago area one of those days. Be that Friday night, Saturday night. It's probably going to be Friday night or Saturday night, would be my guess. Although the show runs kind of late. I think Friday it opens at noon and runs till 8 p.m. Go check out the website, simgamingexpo.com. I'm pretty sure that trailer is back there. But I can't see it in any of these mirrors. Kind of interested to see how the furry cows, the hairy cows, Highland cows are going to be in Highland fishing. Okay, where is the... Oh, it's here, isn't it? Yep. And our dairy. Here. Up here. We want to make mozzarella or buffalo. 10 to 10, so it's a 1-to-1 on the buffalo milk. Mozzarella is a little less. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. $6,000. Oh, that's a lot more. Let's make ourselves some mozzarella. Do it. Oh, the shrubbery. wanted to check our animals speed-wise, and then we'll make it May. Are you serious? These guys need food again? Jeez. Run out. Well, I was impeded significantly by the lack of room. I have the lock axle mod on. I just forget to turn things on. Had I not had that giant weight on the front, I probably could have got it backed out without too much hassle. It's because I have, it's because I have 80 cows, that's why. Whereas I only have 50 buffalo. Well, the key is small movements, and remember, it's always, you want to steer in the direction you want the trailer to go in, as opposed to a non-dolly trailer. It's the opposite. And also to counter steer early. So often it you don't realize that you've gone too far until you've gone way too far. So if you start counter steering before you feel you really need to, oftentimes you're able to catch it. Or connect to the front of a tractor, and then you'll have an easier time of steering, because your steering will be the front axle, as opposed to the steering will be closer to the front of the or closer to the hitch, so your steering will be much more responsive. Of course, for yard work, things with four-wheel steer are great. Until you do something like that. That is quite nice. I wish it would have a bit more power to it. But that rear 3-point PTO does make it very useful. And folks, that's where we're going to call it for the night. Like I said, thank you all for coming out, watching, hanging out with me for the last couple hours. Tomorrow night, we're going to be chilling out, maybe doing nothing. But if Giants does happen to drop a map, then we will be working on putting that video out. Friday night, we'll be over on our secondary channel, FK's Fun House. We do explanation FK's Fun House in the chat. Get a link to that if you are interested. We are working on Roadcraft. We have basically, we're halfway through the second to the last map. So we're working our way to close that map out this week. We'll be taking a week off next week because I'll be out of town. And then hopefully we'll be starting the final map soon after that. Until next time. Happy farming.